What's up, Leo? This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot, here to look at your week ahead starting May 19th, 2025. Leo, I hope all is well. Welcome any new subscribers, of course, to my channel. I appreciate you. The deck that I am using, of course, will be listed in the description box as always. Just going to cleanse and shuffle this energy here from drawing Cancer's spectacular reading for the week. Not reading any reversals, and we're going to proceed with your reading, your messages, Leo. So what's the energy here potentially for Leo this week? What is the energy for Leo? What can I show Leo? What can I tell Leo? All right, let's cut the deck, Leo, and begin your messages here and see what is coming up for you. We want to start off with the first card. And by the way, Leo, I mentioned in other videos too, if you guys have any suggestions about my format, or, if you want me to try something new, do something new, I'm open to suggestions, and I'm always willing to, try something new. Okay. Cause I know this, gets old for me for a while, and I change up every now and then. But if you guys have any suggestions and you want me to do something differently in terms of the layout of the cards, or, format or whatever, just let me know. Okay, I appreciate it. Anyway, we're going to start with the major arcana, the Fool, for you guys. So this is an aspect of a new beginning for some Leos that I'm reading for. Whether or not, Leo, I'm reading for that Leo that has something already planned and lined up, and in the past maybe there was some sort of fear or hesitation to move forward. This here card always comes forward to tell you, if that is the case, then you move forward, and you're going to be supported. Go step out there into the unknown. It's always about taking that leap of faith, right? Just know that you are going to be supported. There are also too some Leos that I could be reading for who are just seeking greater adventure, or bringing that excitement into their life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But also too, for the Leos that I'm reading for, if you ain't got nothing planned, or wanting to take a leap of faith in anything, know that the Fool always represents, there is something in terms of a new beginning that's going to occur or happen for you always. All right, in some manner. Now, it may not be something, when I say that about the new beginnings, and people think it's supposed to be this big great thing that opens up or happens. No, it could be the smallest thing, but it's going to be something new. Okay. All right, so the Seven of Cups is here in your spread. Seven of Cups is definitely having to believe and trust in your intuition, knowing that those impressions that you get, the first impressions, Leo, are always the correct answer. All right. Making sure that you trust yourself enough, because there may be many options that open up to you. That's the Seven of Cups. And you're going to pick and choose what's going to be best for you. Also, too, because the Seven of Cups is here in your spread, there is an instance of energy where those people that you are already connected to, there could be a greater dedication, devotion, love, outpour coming your way. Now, that could be through family members, friends, romantic partners, could be co-workers. All right, so you can expect that. Princess of Cups, however, is the Page of Cups. This is new love. All right, this is those Leos who may have entered into a new relationship. I always call it still new, still fresh, less than 30 days old. This could also be pregnancy news around you. Leo, someone giving birth to a child. Also, this could be a job offer. The Princess of Cups, Page of Cups, also has the ability to unite and bring together not only romantic partners, but also platonic friends. Then we have the Five of Wands, projection of energy, usually coming on to you, Leo, by others, if that is the case, in the form of, petty fights or arguments. Don't engage. Don't add fuel to the fire, because normally it's what's going on with them, ain't got nothing to do with you. As I always say, they're trying they're always trying to draw you in. However, if you ignore this energy here, if it's something that expresses itself towards you, it will go away just as quickly when you don't feed into it. If it is not that energy, Leo, I also always say that it could be that you just experience a moment or a period this week, and it could be any day of the week, any hour, a moment of restlessness, and that too will not last long. That too shall pass. Then we have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is usually the type of energy where you could be worried about something, um, anxiety building up about something, feeling doubtful about something, fearful about something, possibly not sleeping well at night regarding something or an issue or a matter. Uh, be careful, because this Eight of Swords, I always read that it can be tricky in the sense that, oftentimes things that we seem to consume ourselves with that have yet to either, cross our path or will never cross our path, we get ourselves all built up for nothing. Don't do that to yourself, Leo. That's a disservice to yourself. You're just creating unnecessary energy, mind chatter, as I call it, and you don't need that. I also read the Eight of Swords that it could be a break in communication with family members, friends, or romantic partners. It mirrors over here to the Princess of Cups when it comes to childbirth. Anyone, if it's not you, somebody that you may know may be undergoing cesarean section birth. Okay, I'm not going to throw a clarifier on that Eight of Swords because really it's self-explanatory. Um, did I mention that it could be a break in communication with family members, friends, romantic partners? If so, I usually get that with the Eight of Swords, whether they're these people who are in your circle or at a distance or not. Following the Eight of Swords, now we have the Ten of Pentacles, okay? Just like Cancer. Cancer received the Ten of Pentacles, so this is a card of feeling abundant, money-wise. Big money card, so it could be in the form of inheritances. And usually when the big money cards show up here, I always haven't mentioned it in the past, but now I'm starting to mention it, that this could be any source of money or income coming to you, Leo, from known sources or unknown sources. If you're the risk-taking Leo that likes to go to casino runs and gamble and play the lottery and scratch off and stuff like that, play responsibly. But this is big money, okay? This still could be Leos who are, definitely who get the job, definitely who get the promotion, bonus money, and pay raises. Following the Ten of Pentacles here, now we have the Eight of Wands. All right, here we go with the Eight of Wands. Something occurring or happening for you this week, Leo, that may put a smile on your face. This is happy news, okay? Always an element of surprise. I read the Eight of Wands, however, as my card of communication. So when you need to express yourself this week to whomever, then, the information that you express to others will be well received by them. And then information that you pick up from others will be well received by you. Okay, even number of wands. Some of my lions out there may be traveling this week. If you are, you're going to be safe to and from. The good news could come from a phone call, something arriving in the mail, could be through a text message. Following, oh, look at that. Now we have the other big money card, two tens. It mirrors the Ten of Pentacles. Cancer received the same thing. So whenever the Wheel of Fortune shows up here, of course, it's one of the big money cards, Leo. Anything that was unfortunate for you may turn around and be fortunate for you in your favor, of course. Fate and destiny, out and about. Don't even have to be out and about. Something is fated or destined for you. You come across it. If you do, it's because it was meant for you. Now, for some of you, I'm reading for it maybe a new relationship. That person, that could be your soulmate. I don't talk about, soulmates too much on this channel here, but that could be a soulmate or a twin flame, okay, that you were destined or slated to meet, okay? But you have luck on your side as well all week long. Following that, now we have the Two of Swords, so there's a choice to be made here. Make a decision, Leo. Now that choice down to one. Feeling like you're at a crossroad. Just minor energy. This is my same-sex loving energy. I always read that with the Two of Swords. Feeling conflicted about something. Mild degree of anxiety because there's something that's coming up here for you that you have to make a decision or a choice about. And it also could be that you're out traveling and, you may be rerouted to go in a different direction because maybe there's some sort of your current path may be blocked or some sort of construction going on. Following the Two of Swords here for you, Leo. Now we have the Ace of Wands. Again, Ace of Wands is like the Eight of Wands when it comes to very fast, rapid energy of news coming your way that may put a smile on your face. Now, mirrors over here to the Ten of Pentacles. So that could be anything involving money for Leo this week. This card also represents you being the initializer of either starting something, the beginning stages of something passionate. That could be a new relationship. That could be a creative pursuit. That also could be a creative hobby. All right. So think in terms of creative energy, writing, singing, dancing, poetry, you name it. Additional messages here for you. Now you got the Sun. No problems here. Sun is the most positive card in the tarot deck. You already know that, Leo. So it brings on healing. It brings on blessings. The healing aspect could be for any line that I'm reading for when it comes to your emotions, your physical stuff, your mental stuff. Feeling childlike, feeling happy, feeling vibrant, feeling energized, successful. The success could be attached to anything that's going on for you this week. Okay. Of course, I always draw in that you could be the Leo that I'm reading for that works in the health industry. That Sun is my health card. Some of you may be just going through the week having to do health examinations, checkups. All will be fine. Any laboratory tests that your doctor orders and x-rays, they'll be fine. Okay. Traveling wise, if you're not traveling, or you could be thinking about traveling, I always mention Florida, California, and it doesn't necessarily have to be those two places, but those are the two places that I come up with instantly with the Sun. But you could also be traveling somewhere else that's warm, sunny, and welcoming. All right. So feeling joyful, feeling happy, feeling successful. Yes, answer to any question that you pose for yourself. Again, feeling childlike, just energized. Up next, now we have the Tower. Okay, so here we go. Instantly, because the Sun was drawn, the Tower is going to take down the energy of the Sun's going to take down the energy of the Tower, right? Now, when the Tower and the Sun is in a spread, it doesn't matter if they're close together or spread apart, I always get that there could be an expectation of any types of power outages, mechanical, technical, challenges, like computer glitches. But the major thing that I pick up is usually power outages and shortages. Okay, so that could be due to any types of weather, depending on what region you live in. Here we've been getting a slew of rain for days. It's just not all the rain that should have happened in April is happening in May, believe it or not. So we're getting a whole bunch of rain, but thunderstorms and whatnot. So there's the potential of, blackouts. So that's what I always get with the Tower. Of course, it's uncontrollable, Neil, so you can't control it, but we don't know how it's going to express itself. And again, because it's in your spread doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be something that has an impact on you as well. So don't freak out here, all right? I am going to throw a clarifier on this Tower, but it just typically means our weather, earthquakes. And I think I saw where I try to stay away from the headlines and stuff because it's so depressing. But I thought I saw somewhere, someplace had a earthquake not too long ago, just a couple days ago. So the Tower was all up in readings last week. So that's what I'm talking about. Anything related to that type of energy, shocking, devastation type of news. Yeah. Okay, so why did the Tower show up here for Leo? What's going on here? And I always advise, too, when the Tower shows up, Leo, even though you have other cards that are supportive, and even the Fool will actually take down the energy of that Tower as well. Don't engage in any types of fights, petty arguments with anyone, because this will be the stronger energy of this Five of Wands. I'm sorry. Okay. So why did the tower show up here? Give us some more information, if you will. And the card that I choose to clarify may not be um, something that is happening with you or occurring with you, but I try my best to give you the best that I can. And what I do is I always try to read the positives of the card that is being chosen, uh, the positives and the negatives, and then we try to match it up with the tower's energy. So now the Seven of Pentacles was drawn. Seven of Pentacles could be the shock factor for anyone who, again, like I said, this morning I saw where Microsoft was laying off 6,000 workers. And that could be what I'm seeing here. Money's involved, people are involved. So it could be layoffs, it could be anything involving our stock market. Companies closing up. There's always a form of closures or reduction of uh, employees. So this is what I feel that, we may hear next week, Leo, involving some, and it's usually when the tower shows up here, it's usually referring to major companies that are like well known and stuff. It's not going to be like your community, even though that could be, some sort of involvement, but it's usually something that comes to our attention in the news, and it's usually major companies like Microsoft. All right, so that's what I'm seeing there, and that's I'm going to stick to that. Up next here for you is the Five of Cups, sadness and disappointment, minor sadness and disappointment. So, again, I use that little analogy and I think it was Taurus's message or Gemini's message, where the sadness or disappointment could be you just, having to set your timer to wake you up at a specific time because maybe you have to meet with someone or you have to be somewhere and you oversleep. Okay, think in terms of how disappointed you would be if you overslept. That's the type of energy that I'm um, referring to. When the Five of Cups show up here, I don't want people to think that it's, oh my gosh, somebody's going to hand you a big disappointment. It still could be, but I'm not saying it's that impactful. And if you have a child, it could be a child of yours. If you have a spouse, it could be your spouse who's feeling the Five of Cups energy, your platonic friend, or someone else in the family. All right. So no need to throw a clarifier on that. It's self-explanatory because when the Five of Cups, if it does express itself the way that I, mentioned it, it could be that you go through some sort of moment of sadness and disappointment, unaffected by other people bringing about that mood or that sadness. That would be typical brain chemistry, just shifting. Sometimes we just feel down, and you can't put a finger on it, and it's not caused by anybody else. And then that mood doesn't stay too long, right, Leo? That's what I'm talking about. Now, in this case, though, the moon doesn't influence our mood. So, always put a check on your moods this week. Make sure, making sure that you're putting a check on your moods this week, Leo, because this moon has a tendency to fluctuate, send our moods up too high, send them down too low. We don't want either. We want to always try to strike an energy in the middle to balance that energy out. In this case, however, with the moon's presence here, major arcana, trusting our intuition is greater, much more greater than the Seven of Cups would draw in. Okay, so you really have to trust what's going on for you, trust in the process. Revelations come forward with the moon. Secrets are now revealed. Likes and crushes when it comes to romance also step forward. Even more so with the Seven of Cups. Well, we don't have we don't even need the Prince of Swords in this spread. Okay, we don't need that for me to say that there's a situation where there's a new development of a new romantic relationship about to begin, or someone, because of the Prince of Cups being here, coming forward to express themselves. A new relationship is formed here. That's what I'm seeing. All right, but other than that, there is some sort of change, cycle of energy, some sort of change when it comes to your moods, and a cycle of energy is, of course, moving away. Okay, and then a new energy is opening up for you. All right, so this is what I have for you this week, Leo. Just me interpreting these messages here. Always take what's going to work for you. Leave the rest alone. You guys, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. If you have any thoughts in terms of how you want me to move forward in doing these readings, please, by all means, I'm open to suggestions. Throw those comments in. You guys have a safe, great week. Always emphasizing a greater safety when the tower shows up. Just be vigilant, not paranoid. You'll be okay. All right. Always come back here to get more of these messages from me, Leo, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.